Hi there, welcome back to another video. My name is Monica of Millie and Monica, and I'm a full-time clothing reseller on both Poshmark and eBay. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you basically a haul of items that I have tie-dyed and bleach dyed. I know it's so popular right now, and these items are all going to be for sale online on both Poshmark and eBay. So if you are interested in purchasing any of those items, you can head over to those platforms to check the items out, and those are all linked down below. But if you are at all interested in reseller related content, selling clothing online, and of course making money online, please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and of course give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out here on YouTube. So why bleach dye? Why tie dye? Well, you know, I know it's popular. People are seeking out these types of items, but to be honest, I wasn't going to do this. I didn't really have a desire to take on this type of project until I realized I had a good amount of clothing that was damaged. It was stained. It had some sort of flaw that I couldn't sell the item as it was. And so I thought, you know, I can't really go out to the thrift stores right now. I have this inventory basically that I can't redonate. I might as well use it. And so I started with the bleach dye, hence this shirt. It's been bleach dyed. If you want to have an example right away of what something looks like that's been bleach dyed, and that was really easy. This is not a how-to video on how to actually tie-dye and bleach dye. It is just a haul of the items that I have done, but I will be selling them online. And so if you have items that are stained or somewhat damaged that maybe you can redo and give them a new life, this might like spur some creativity or give you some ideas of what items you can actually possibly still resell that you have laying around. So hopefully that's kind of more of the goal of this video. And of course, as mentioned earlier, if you see something you like, of course you can send me an offer. But these items truly were items I was just going to discard and redonate, but thrift stores are not open for donations currently in my area, so I have been holding on to them, and here we are. I actually really enjoyed this process. I haven't tie-dyed anything since I was in high school as a lifeguard, and so it's been many moons since I've tie-dyed anything, and yes, I'm probably older than you think. I just had my birthday a couple weeks ago, so actually not a couple weeks ago, literally like a week ago, but here we are, and I have items to share with you. You may remember some of these items if you've watched any of my thread up videos or maybe just older thrift hauls, because I might have missed something, and that's why these items ended up here. Several of these white denim jean jackets came in a thread up denim box. It was supposed to be a DIY box, and that's exactly what I ended up doing with them. They were very stained, all of them. I thought I was going to be able to sell them as they were, a couple of them, after like stain treating and stuff, but it just didn't work out. They were very kind of yellow, discolored in several areas, and so I just went ahead and tie-dyed them. Actually, the jackets were probably my favorite items, and so I kind of tried to go with the jackets and stick to kind of a color theme. So this one's like the purple pink jacket. It is an express jacket. It's a size medium. It turned out really, really well. And I used the ice dye method. I will link some videos down below. I would highly just recommend, if you're interested in tie-dyeing, watch a bunch of YouTube videos on how to tie-dye. Come up with like a method. There's so many different methods that would work for you. Maybe you want to try several methods, but I'm extremely happy with how this turned out. A lot of the colors are more muted on the pieces that I picked up because of a lot of the fabric types. So natural fibers like cotton are going to do better. This one is a cotton spandex blend, and it still turned out nicely. This jacket was actually a jacket from my personal closet, and once I pulled it out, I realized it too was pretty stained. So this was my kind of blue-green jacket. And again, this turned out nicely. It's a Maurice's small, and it's kind of that semi-crop style jacket, which is super cute. And I believe this too kind of has a little bit of that spandexy, stretchy like material, so it's not 100% cotton. 100% cotton will take the colors better, and they'll be more vivid and bright. This one I loved. I really wanted this one to be moody, and it's a Chico size 2, fits kind of like a large XL maybe. because they have vanity sizing, but it has this really cool zipper, and I had talked about this in the ThreadUp video when I received this jacket, that I thought the zipper was a really cool feature. This one was incredibly stained around the collar, and unfortunately I couldn't get those stains out. So this became a really fun, kind of moody colored tie-dye, and I love how it turned out. I used blacks and purples and blues, and it turned out really, really well. I think the color is showing up more brightly on camera right now because of the ring light, but I super love this one. And this was the last jacket that came in one of my ThreadUp boxes. Again, this one's pretty stretchy, had some stretch to it. It is a medium petite, and this was kind of the orange pink. I believe I used some reds and yellows in this one, and I love, again, how this turned out. The colors are just fantastic in my opinion, and I love that they're not super overwhelming in your face, but just kind of a nice subtle pop of color. I really enjoyed doing this cardigan, and I would definitely do more cardigans in the future if I can come across them. A friend had gifted this to me to sell, and it did have a few stains, so tie-dyed it. It is 100% cotton, so it took the color really well, and I just wanted a pretty solid color on this because I thought that would make just a nice little statement piece, and that's exactly kind of how it turned out. So just pink on this. I think there's a couple splashes of color in here where maybe a blue got splattered on it, but otherwise it's pretty much a solid pink tie-dye. This was a piece I was super excited when I found this originally because I love, it's kind of a pink chambray splendid piece, but what I didn't realize when I picked it up is that it did have a bleach spot on it, so I tie-dyed this piece. Now this piece didn't take the color extremely well, but it kind of has like this ombre tie-dye effect where more of the color is towards the bottom, which I think is really fun and unique, but again, it's also kind of more of a muted color, so it's not extremely overwhelming, and I really think that's just a nice little staple piece for summer. These shorts came in a ThreadUp box. They originally, my first look at them, first glance, I thought they were in really good condition, which they were, but they did have a couple little spots on them. I didn't even try to stain treat them because this was 100% cotton, and I just decided right away that I was going to tie-dye it. I thought it'd be a really fun pair of shorts to tie-dye, and I was correct. They took the color really well. They have side pockets. They have this smocked elastic waist, and they're just super cozy. They're this brand label that I've never heard of. I could not find much in doing research other than, you know, they're made in India. They're basically a size small, so size 0, but they have that smocked waist. And yeah, I mean, they definitely look like they'd be cozy for lounging or just a day at the beach over a swimsuit, etc. This piece was just this beautiful white Chico's cowl neck kind of waffle knit sweater, but it did have some like oil spots and stains on it that I wasn't able to get out. I did wear it a few times myself, and then once I realized I was going to do this project, I pulled it out of my personal closet and tie-dyed it. So really excited that I can now sell this as a beautiful tie-dyed piece. And yeah, you can really tell the ice dye and how the purple had melted. I think that's really fun. And then it has a front pocket. Just a great little lounge piece, perfect for summer. I can see someone just lounging around in this, going for walks, early morning walks or evening walks in this. So cute. It is a Chico size 1, and to me it fits like a small medium. This was a fun piece. So this is an express medium. This had some weird yellowing to it, like in the mesh areas, which is why I chose to tie-dye it, and I think it turned out really well. Of course, like the embroidered sections took the color better than the mesh, which, you know, was expected, and I do really like how that turned out. That would be a really cute swim cover-up as well. This is actually a linen piece. This is LC by Lauren Conrad. This is a piece from my personal closet, and it had, I wasn't the original owner, it had this like muted, I'm using that word a lot, it had this really faint pink color to it. Originally, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be white, but I think it was washed with inappropriate colors and had some color bleed. And so I never had tried to sell this before, and I had personally worn it a few times and didn't mind. But again, when I was looking for items to tie-dye, this really stood out to me as a piece that would tie-dye well, because again, instead natural fiber, linen and cottons are going to tie-dye really well, and this did turn out nicely. And then it has the kind of the lace trim here detail at the hem, which I really like. It is an extra small, and it definitely can fit a small easily, so I love how this one turned out. Here is an Old Navy sweater. So this was actually new with tags, but it had some like marks on the front. I was going to have to wash this anyways and take the tags off because of the markings on the front, just from either store wear or the bins where I found it, whatever. So I took the tags off and just decided to tie-dye it. It was originally a pale pink, and so this is kind of how it turned out. It's an extra, extra large, and it's kind of the purple, blue, yellow, and green, and I really like this piece as well. A nice, cozy summer lounge piece. This is another piece that was new with tags, and so it really didn't have any flaws, but it was kind of boring. And so it's a Topshop, and it is just a strappy, long kind of bodycon dress. And I think, you know, you could wear this so many different ways. You could wear this with like a chambray top tied at the waist, or, you know, layer this with another top underneath and a belt. It'd be so adorable. And maybe some sneakers, like the white chunky grandpa sneakers, that would be adorable. Definitely a look. So this took the tie-dye incredibly well. I love how it turned out with the ice dye. I used purples and pinks and reds, I believe, on this one. And yeah, it was really fun just to kind of work with the different colors and see how they blended and turned out. If you're having a hard time getting a hold of a tie-dye kit, I would highly recommend checking your local Michaels, ordering online, and just doing a curbside pickup. That is what I did. I was able to do a curbside pickup, and they just popped it in my car and I drove away, and that was really, really handy. I had ordered a kit on Amazon, and it was going to take like 2.5, 3 weeks to arrive, so I'd canceled that order and just did the Michaels pickup. So that worked well for me. Maybe you can find tie-dye that way yourself. Okay, so those were the tie-dye pieces, the pieces that I actually used color on. Now I'm going to show you the pieces that I bleach dyed, such as this shirt, which had come in a thread-up box that I decided to keep for myself because I truly love it. It looks so cute with a pair of overalls, and it's slightly cropped, and it's this ribbed kind of knit. So anyway, here are some other pieces that I bleach dyed. So again, I'll link a YouTube video down below to show you more of what I'm talking about. I don't necessarily have a great setup for showing processes like this. So basically, bleach dye, you do it very, very similarly to regular tie-dye. You're just pouring a bleach water solution over it instead of the color, and you just wait for it to start doing its magic, and every piece turns out a little bit differently. So this next piece is an LL Bean. I did do this to some denim pieces, such as this kind of jumper dress that has buttons all the way down the sides, which is really fun and unique. This was honestly a cute piece prior, but it was kind of boring, and I wanted to spice it up a little bit and make it a little bit more trendy. This piece has been altered, so it has been, the seams here at the shoulder have been taken up, and the hem has been taken up as well. And it's just a really cute fitting piece. The buttons down the side can just add a little spice to it as well. But I really love how this kind of bleach wash gave it kind of the acid wash look. So really loving how this turned out. And yeah, if you want to see more, you can always check out my closet where everything is listed. This next pair of shorts, was the first pair of denim that I actually bleach washed. And I did this because this pair actually had some color bleed from a red item when I picked this up at the bin. So they had like pink and red like all over the front. I had tried washing it out, soaking it, and it did not work. So when I bleach dyed it, it actually came out and gave it this really fun, again, kind of acidy wash, which I really appreciate, and I think just kind of goes with the overall distressed look of the shorts. So they are a vintage Levi's, and I love how this turned out, and that's what inspired me actually to do the other piece. Okay, this is a piece from my personal closet that I just wasn't wearing, and again, just wanted to spice it up a little bit and see how the bleach dye works. So it says Coffee Days, Whiskey Nights, and it's just a racerback tank, and you definitely pair this with a fun skirt or denim, of course, and it just kind of came out with a gray black tie-dye, I guess. And a few more pieces that are kind of just basic. They were just super basic, like vintage pieces that from like the 90s, late 90s, that were solid colors, and I just bleach dyed them. So this turned out really well. The original color was this dark purple, so the whole piece was purple. This is just a tank top, and now it has this really nice pink purple tie-dye. Love how it turned out. And this was a very similar, except this piece was just originally pink, and it has kind of a Peter Pan collar button up front, and then a little bit of the eyelet lace trim there at the collar. And so that turned out really, really cute as well. Oh, this was a piece that I tie-dyed I forgot to show at the beginning. This piece is an example of a piece that was more synthetics materials, and it did not take the bleach as well. So although it came out very pale pink, it sat for quite a while and just didn't take in the color as well as the other more natural fibers did. So this is polyester, it's 62% polyester, only 33% cotton. So if you're looking at some of your items and you're noticing they're more synthetic fibers and less cotton, they're not going to take the colors as well. So that's something to keep in mind. I still would have tie-dyed this piece because it was so badly stained, and now you can't see the stains. You just have this really nice pastel-y pink. But if you wanted something more vibrant, it definitely wasn't taking the color as well. So that's something to keep in mind. I absolutely love how this next piece turned out. This is one of my favorite pieces. This is a Free People like ribbed top, and it's kind of oversized, boxy, flowy, tunic-like fit, like a classic Free People top. What I love about how this bleach dye top turned out is it still has like a classic Free People feel and overall look. I feel like this is definitely a design that Free People would come out with themselves. This is a piece that was in my personal closet because it had some oil spots in the front. I had bought it to resell, realized that I couldn't, and here we are, and this piece is now very sellable, and I just love how it turned out. I really wasn't wearing it anyway. So it was originally this green color, and the stitching actually stayed its original green color, which I really like that as well. And then it turned to this orange pinky color, which I just loved watching it turn because it like was immediate. As soon as I dumped the bleach on it, it just started turning. It just kept turning, and this turned out really, really nicely. This was another piece from a ThredUp box. This was a black shirt, and this had no label. It just says it's a size medium. It kind of had a legging look, raw edge layered look, and I tried bleach dyeing it to give it a little bit more pizzazz because there is no brand, there's like no kind of distinguishing factors other than it was just black, and now it has this fun kind of gray heathered black tie-dye. And I think my last piece here is this vintage, another just late 90s vintage tee. It was this purple color, and it tie-dyed into this nice pink purple design. So this piece is actually already sold. I had woke up to an offer this morning on it, so I listed it last night, woke up to an offer in a bundle this morning, and I happily accepted. So this was a piece that I really wasn't interested in selling prior. It was gifted to me, and now it's something that was sellable and going off to a new home. So that's really exciting. I hope you enjoyed seeing these pieces. Again, I'll link some videos on how to do this yourself down below. And if you're digging through your closet and finding stuff that's too stained, or maybe stuff that you've set aside to donate later, maybe you can go back through those items and see what items you can potentially save. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.